What if I told you that achieving that shredded functional sleeper build like Baki Hanma or Saitama requires absolutely zero gym equipment? No machines, no heavy weights, and definitely no overpriced memberships. I know it sounds too good to be true, but stop and look at elite gymnasts or special forces operators. They aren't building those physiques on a leg press. They build them by mastering gravity. This isn't about flashy circus tricks, it's about raw, real-world strength that a gym simply cannot give you. Let's get one thing straight before we go any further. We need to redefine what strong actually looks like. For decades, we've been sold a lie by the fitness industry that strength is measured solely by how many iron plates you can hoist up and down on a guided machine. That is absolute strength. It's great if your life goal is to become a human forklift. But have you ever noticed something about the biggest guys in the gym? They walk like they're made of Legos. They have all that mass, yet they can barely scratch their own backs without pulling a muscle. Now compare that to the physique of Baki or Saitama. They aren't walking around looking like inflated balloons. They possess relative strength, the ability to manipulate their body through space with terrifying speed and control. This is the difference between show muscles and go muscles. When you lie down to bench press, you are moving an external object while your body stays static. It's lazy. When you perform an explosive push-up or a muscle-up, you are moving your entire being through the air. That requires coordination, balance, and a level of raw power that a Smith machine simply cannot teach you. Modern gym culture is obsessed with hypertrophy, isolating muscles until they pump up huge, but often at the cost of your actual mobility. You end up turning into the human embodiment of a stiff, rusty robot. Is that the superhero aesthetic you want? To look like a tank but move like a tractor? I didn't think so. The reality is, Goku doesn't waste time on a leg extension machine while scrolling on his phone. Goku trains with gravity. You might not have a high-gravity spaceship to train in, but you have calisthenics. And here is the twist. If you cannot lift, pull, and control your own body weight, you aren't strong. You're just heavy. Let's break down exactly why calisthenics is the superior way to train. Number 1, functional strength. Strength is more than just lifting heavy. It's about being strong in the real world. Machines isolate your muscles, turning you into a collection of swollen body parts that don't know how to talk to each other. Calisthenics trains your body as one cohesive unit. A bench press makes you good at pushing a bar off your chest. A dip strengthens your chest, stabilizes your shoulders, and engages your core all at once. That is why military personnel and martial artists prioritize this. It makes you functionally dangerous, not just gym strong. 2. Insane core development. Here is a truth bomb. Every calisthenics move is a core move. In the gym, you can rely on the seat back for stability. In calisthenics, you are the seat back. Moves like dragon flags and planches take core strength to a different dimension, but even a proper push-up requires you to be rigid as steel. However, don't delude yourself. You can have a core of steel, but if your diet is a disaster, those abs will stay hidden under a layer of comfort food. 3. Mobility and flexibility. Gym bros often end up with the mobility of a rusty hinge, walking around stiff like penguins. Calisthenics demands control over your entire range of motion. Deep squats improve hip mobility, bridges open up your spine. You become fluid and agile, not a stiff block of muscle waiting to tear something. 4. The shredded effect. This is simple biology. If you lift heavy external objects, your body adds mass to move that mass. But when you move your own body, your brain realizes that excess fat is just a weighted vest, making life harder. To become efficient at pull-ups or handstands, your body naturally wants to be lean. It burns fat and builds dense muscle simultaneously. 5. No excuses. This is where people get exposed. Gym rats panic when the gym is closed or they travel. For you, the floor is always there. Gravity is always working. The world is your gym. Which means if you skip a workout, that is 100% on you. It is a cold realization, but accountability builds discipline. 6. Infinite scalability. People think bodyweight training is too easy, That is because they stopped at regular push-ups. Progressive overload here isn't about adding another metal plate, it is about leverage. You go from push-ups to archer push-ups to one-arm push-ups. It is like a video game skill tree where you unlock new abilities, not just higher numbers. 7. Joint longevity. Heavy lifting can feel like an all-out war on your joints. Calisthenics is the peaceful alternative. It strengthens your tendons and ligaments rather than grinding them down. Stop training to become the human embodiment of creaky floorboards. You want to feel powerful, not like you're gonna snap, crackle, and pop every time you stand up from a chair. Ultimately, this brings us to the holy grail of physique goals, the sleeper build. You know exactly the look I'm talking about. With a shirt on, you look like a regular, humble guy. But the moment the shirt comes off, you look like you were carved out of granite. This is the true anime aesthetic. It isn't about looking like a puffed-up bodybuilder who has to turn his entire body just to look sideways. It's about dense, wiry, explosive muscle. It is the perfect balance of strength, mobility, and aesthetics. So you are left with a choice. You can keep paying a monthly fee to rent strength from a machine, creating a body that looks scary but moves like a tank stuck in the mud. Or you can choose freedom, just you and gravity. You can build a body that is actually as capable as it looks, upgrading your hardware to become a functional weapon rather than a display model. If you are ready to start this transformation but feel lost on where to begin, I've mapped it all out for you in the Calisthenics Playbook. Think of it as your roadmap from zero to hero, breaking down every progression so you aren't just guessing your way through workouts. It's the closest thing to a cheat code you will get for mastering your own body weight. Look, you have a choice. You can keep telling yourself that hoisting a metal bar makes you functional, or you can accept the truth. The gym rents you strength. Calisthenics makes you the machine. It is time to stop building a body that is just for show and start building one that actually works. It is just you and gravity. No monthly fees, no waiting in line for the bench press, and absolutely no excuses. If you don't start now, you are just choosing to stay heavy, stiff, and dependent on equipment to feel strong. Don't guess your way through this. If you want the cheat codes to unlock that raw, anime-level power without snapping your joints, I've put the entire roadmap into the Calisthenics Playbook. It is the step-by-step guide to the One Punch Man physique, minus the hair loss. The link is in the bio. Now, I want to challenge you. Drop a comment below with the one anime move you desperately want to learn. Bonus points if it's something completely ridiculous that defies the laws of physics. I rate every comment. Go train, and I'll see you in the next one.